Coming to you live inside New Park, Kyogle, this is round 5 of the NRRRL between the Kyogle Turkeys and Northern United. The NRRRL is proudly sponsored by Ladbrokes. Download the app today on the iTunes or Android shops, and of course, gamble responsibly. And of course, visit the website ladbrokes.com.au. Dwayne Neville and Michael Shaw here with you here in Kyogle for round 5 of action here. As you can see, the Kyogle Turkeys there have made their way to the field. Northern United will be joining them in just a little bit. Whilst we do that, we'll give you the tale of tape between the two teams. A late change there off the program for the Kyogle Turkeys. Joe Olive is a late admission with a neck injury. He is replaced by Jaden Harley. Completing the back line, we have Shannon Walker. He's paired with Eddie O'Connor, with the captain Sam Nicholson and Thomas McGrady. Brock Westerman, who was a feature of the Under Northern Rivers Titans under 23 side, completes the back line. Gary Roberts and Blake Skinner complete the halves, and in the forwards we have Blake Davies, Jaden Harley, as I mentioned, with Dion Bianchetti. In the second row we have Tian Fraser and Lachlan Crowter. Locking the scrum is Blake Anderson. Aaron Avery, Tyler Hunter, Jay Slater and Jack O'Reilly complete the interchange. For Northern United we have Ezekiel McKenzie. He's in the back line there with Will King, Clarence Kelly and Fred Waters. In the halves, Chris Binge was also a late admission. He is replaced by Wally Kelly and Evan Hinkling. Jared Breckenridge, Jamal Roberts and Dion Jarrett complete the front row. Justin Shillingworth and William James are in the second row, blocked in the scrum with Eli Cook. Ray Welsh, Curtly Caldwell, Jaden Hinkling and Elwyn Roberts are your interchange bench for the Northern United, as you can see them coming out into the field just now. This is a 6 versus 7 from the ladder. We're about a quarter way into the NRRRL season, so this proves to be perhaps a crossroads match to see who is going to get the leg up into the top 5. As I mentioned, making his debut in commentary today, Michael Shaw. Michael, it's great to have you on the broadcast here, brother.
Sensational to be here. The ground looks great. Perfect conditions. Well, it's a warm 27 degrees. Sun's out. Looking forward to the call today, Dwayne.
So as I just mentioned there, Shorey, it's 6 versus 7. So as I said, we're just about a quarter way into this season. So do you believe that this, despite being early in the season, you reckon this is the crossroads match to see who's going to be occupying potentially down the track in the top 5? Well,
they're definitely going to. It's a good match up between these two teams to see where they face, to see who belongs in that top 5. This is really going to show each team the worthiness of being there and come finals time, what they're willing to bring to the table.
Of course, Kyogle are in 6th position there with a 1-1 record. Their last start win, after having the bye last week, their last start win was against Mullumbimby at this very ground, 32 points to 14 in round 2. They've also there are 40 points to 18 runners up against Ballina. And last year they finished 8th in this competition, so they're already looking to move on to bigger and better things compared to last year. In 2018, all 5 of their wins came when they were scoring 30 points or more. For Northern United, they currently sit in 7th position.
It's going to be a good kickoff. Looking forward to seeing the opening hit-ups of the match here today and see who's coming out firing and strong. Both teams look excited, ready to play. I've played out here in Kyogle a few times. It's a pretty strong rugby league community out here, and I'm sure they're fielding a good squad today.
So Kyogle are running left to right out there on your screen as we get underway here at New Park and Kyogle.
Great kick.
No, that was a costly error there by Wally Kelly. Not the start that Northern United needed.
It was a great kick, very deep. He was taking it in his own field try line in there. Shame. Hopefully they can bounce back and keep their chins up and get out of this position they're in.
The Kyogle faithful is out here in force today in the crowds, and there's a bit of a Northern United contingent in the crowds as well. So not the start that Northern United needed coming into this one very early into this game there, Shorey.
No, it's never good. Under the high ball and thing, the sun would have been in his eyes coming in. Tough kick to always get, and yeah, it's going to have a few butterflies at the start of the game, but hopefully they can settle in and give us a good contest.
So now this is going to be played through the hands into Thomas McGrady. Nice run there by McGrady.
Big number 4, looks very strong and powerful. Look forward to watching him today.
This is Harley through the hands into there. That's Blake Skinner. Beats one. He's looking for early points in the first minute there, Blake Skinner. But he's going to be brought down there by his opposite number, Evan Hinkling, on the second phase of play.
Good defence. There wasn't really quite a hole there. Good defence, sliding defence.
Nice hit up in the run. Nicely tackled there by Giro Breckenridge.
Northern United looked good. First 2 tackles of this game.
Nice.
Oh, what an intercept.
Intercept there by Northern United. He's got no one to beat. And he's going over just on the highlight. And that is Willie King there. And what a way to come out of nothing and to get first points from something there from Willie King. And we've seen that time and time again. I can recall, Shorey, in the 2014 Grand Final, he scored a similar try like that for the Byron Bay Red Devils. And when you thought that Kyogle were going to get the first points, it is advantage Northern United, 4-0.
He read that play perfectly. Got it. Momentum was going Kyogle's way. Didn't get nervous. Read the play. He had no one stood a chance to tackle him after that interception.
And as I said, he does that time and time again for Northern United. Willie King, as you can see there on the Ladbrokes scoreboard, 4-0 here in New Park in Kyogle.
Northern United's defence looked pretty good after that knock-on drop ball off the kickoff, so they hold their chin high. It's going to be a good contest.
Northern United. Scored for Northern United by the number 2, William King.
So William King, that's his second try for the campaign. The other one coming against a game against Evans Head in their last start. As I mentioned, he's an ex-Byron Bay Red Devil, scoring 4 tries in last season. Played a bit of footy for the Blacktown Workers there, Shorey, as well as Mounties before coming up here to the Northern Rivers.
It's a shame the Devils have lost him.
Yeah, well, as I mentioned, he played in 2014, then had a couple of campaigns for Northern United, and then came back under the tutelage of our co-commentator Nathan Cross. Went back when Crossy was coaching out there, and now he's back on deck for Northern United. As we can see the kick, just gone over the left-hand side of the post, so it's still making it 4-0 on the Ladbrokes scoreboard.
Yeah, it's a shame. It wasn't too much of a tricky kick, but they're always hard to get. What was he, about 15 off the centre line, 12 out. Kyogle got to show their merit here and see what they bring to the table.
So Kyogle, as I just mentioned, they had a perfect chance to get advantage themselves. So they'll be looking to, well, I mean, they went the right way about it, as you said, Shorey, like forcing the error and using the sun on their backs there to force the error off the kick. They might have to do something like that again to.
You can see all the Kyogle players with their hands covering their eyes in the sun. They've kicked it exactly the same spot, high ball, same bloke, and he's taken it on the floor.
Yeah, he's learned from that last time there, Shorey. Nice big hit on the 10-metre line. It's taken about 5 Kyogle players to try and bring him down. I can see the likes of Thomas McGrady in the tackle there, Shorey.
Very strong Thomas McGrady, good hit up before earlier in the game, and now a very strong tackle. Great player, great strong centre.
So this will be the second phase, 20 metres out. Nicely taking the tackle there by the captain, Sam Nicholson.
Strong run, good metres, straight up the centre.
Northern United, as I mentioned, they're coming in 7 for a 2-1 record. Their last start, as I mentioned, after having a real shaky first opening game against Tweed Coast, the major premiers at 64 points to 0. They backed up with wins against Coogin and Evans Head. They finished 12th last year. Their first win, Shorey, didn't come until they played Evans Head last year as well in round 16. They did win 2 straight out of that, but that was the only 2 they won for the season, so they've already bettered themselves. They bought well.
There's McGrady for another hit up. He's obviously a strong leader in this game.
Northern United have bought well throughout the season.
Beautiful ball out to their number 8 and a great offload.
Nice. Oh, that was to Sam Nicholson. Sorry, that was Thomas McGrady there, Shorey. That was a player that you got to look out for Northern United is Frederick Walters, their top try scorer from last year with 12 tries and 70 points. He was also their top point scorer. And for me, Shorey, as you can probably just see there on the screen now, that's Eddie Nicholson at number 2. I called one of his semi-finals last year for the Tweed when he was playing for the Tweed Coast Raiders under 18s, and for me, he was their standout player in that campaign. He's now moved over here to Kyogle.
Great, looking forward to him play. There's opening sets of 6 from both teams. Look strong, good kick chase before, and here we go, off the scrum.
So no, I believe that one needs to be Justin Shillingworth, who has come here from Ballina, the grand finalist from last year. That's Hickling. That's into the hands now of, I believe that to be, I think that's Fred Walters.
Yeah, smart there not to pass. held the ball, good field position right up the centre to their big boys to hit it up.
So Northern United are now 40 metres out from the Kyogle line on the third phase. And they're just, they're not favouring one side there for me there, sure. They're going a bit left and right. They're not just favouring one side as we've seen from a lot of teams this year. I can recall Kujum, they tend to favour a left side play. And you can just see there it's just overall teamwork. And you can see there in the metres on the fifth and last. Big metres, that's a nice kick. Oh, that is, I just mentioned Eddie Nicholson. That one for me was a try-saving play there, Shorey.
Definitely. It was almost a knock-on, was it? What's the ref called?
Well, I think he's called line dropout regardless.
Yeah, they look comfortable moving the ball from one side of the park to the other and going forward. Great teamwork. They look like they're a well-gelled team.
So after the first couple of minutes being in favour of the Kyogle Turkeys, Northern United have just found their groove and just really put this pressure onto the home team here. Of course, NRRRL has been proudly sponsored by Ladbrokes.
It's going to have a drop kick into the sun again, see if we can get nice and high.
Kick's got the metres, it's just bounced just short of the 40 metres.
Big run here by number 10, steaming forward.
That's Gera Breckenridge. So, nice run up to get it about 25 metres out from the Kyogle Turkeys line. That's Eli Cook, and he's just spilt that, so let's see what the captain here, sorry, that's Thomas McGrady. So for me, Kyogle.
It's an evenly balanced match so far in my eyes.
Nicely taken there in the tackle, about 30 metres out from their own line. That'll be Blake Skinner to play it, and then they've just forced the infringement. Sorry, that was Shannon Walker.
It's great field area, 40 metres out. Scrum feed. See what United can do with it.
So New Park, it's one of the grounds that has got a bit more of a firm, as you mentioned there, you've played out here a few times in your junior days, Shorey. So you'd find that it's probably a really hard surface. Like if you get tackled on this surf, you really know it.
You certainly do, especially by those big, strong Kyogle boys. I remember it was always tough coming out here, and we had a few nemesis on the other teams who we would appear behind the change room sheds and, shaking with fear, seeing the size of them.
Yeah. And it's like getting smacked into concrete on this ground, so
sure
there'll be a few bruises come tomorrow morning. This is now going to be Evan Hinkling favouring that right side of the field. This will be on the second phase now. This will be now going to be played by Jamal Roberts. Into the hands of Justin Shillingworth.
Tough run.
And just so close to the line there, Justin Shillingworth. Nice little dummy play. This is going to be played there by Deon Jarrett. He likes it, Deon Jarrett.
They're calling that try.
And this should be an extended lead now for the Northern United. Now the score will be 8-0.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he can kick off his off the right side. I didn't notice if he was a left or right foot kicker, but here we go. Chance for redemption. It's almost equal distance just from the opposite side of the park.
First try coming off the back of some handy speed there from Willie King in the backs, and now just as impressive in the forwards there by Deon Jarrett to double the lead for Northern United in as many minutes at 8-0. And that too is Deon Jarrett's second try for the campaign, the first one coming against Kujum. Next, Evan Ted Bomber playing for that squad in 2017 and played a bit of footy down for the Maxfield Eagles in Group 2 there, Shorey.
Maxfield Eagles, a lot of recruits up this part of the world. I think the lifestyle afforded to people up here can attract some strong talent. I've really enjoyed watching the other rounds of rugby league up here. Getting strong players. Beautiful part of the world to live.
This will be... So let's see how it's kicking into a little bit of a breeze coming inwards here. So it's not really a strong breeze, but it's enough to influence the kick. It's high, but he's just missed it again. So thus now making the score still 8-0.
The posts here are not very high, are they? Maybe that might make it a bit trickier to kick.
Yeah, well, it looked promising from where we're sitting, but we're sitting right opposite and about on a corner.
No flags on top of the posts either. How does he know the wind direction?
Well, so if you're watching this from out of town and you're not familiar with the Northern Rivers region, Kyogle is about 2 hours inland from say the coast. So, and oh dear, so off the first kickoff, gaining advantage, this one is now just putting it right into the hands of Northern United, and there'll be a 50-metre penalty to beckon. So as I was just mentioning, so if you use Byron Bay as the easterly point, so you'd think it's about hour 20 inland here at Kyogle, just over the mountains of Mount Warning and Moorlambar.
Perfect temperature today, though.
Perfect, yeah, so a few clouds about, so we're not after the last couple of weeks during Easter where we had it, and the kick is, it's only just going to go into touch, but it's going to work out well from they're going to have this 10 metres out from the Kyogle line, but it almost didn't peck from there, Shory.
No, that's a sensational kick. What was he playing there? Sorry, I just missed it.
So he was playing a 50-metre restart because of the kick
of
going
course it
on
went
the
deep. Yeah, perfect kick for United. They're playing right 2 metres out from Kyogle's line. It's a big scoring opportunity.
So it's all pretty much just gone into the hands of Northern United thus far in the first 10 minutes in this one. So this will be Jamal Roberts to play it through the hands, into the hands of, that's Wally Kelly. And they like that corner. Well, I think that for me there is Fred Waters there.
Sensational try. Just fast ball movement, left to right, all the way through to the speed man out on the side, and he's too quick.
Apologies there, Shory. That was actually Fred Pitt who's got that one in the corner, and they're getting on with business now, Northern United at 12 points to nil, kick to come. As you can see there on the Ladbrokes scoreboard, ladbrokes.com.au, download the app or check out the website. Of course, gamble responsibly.
Yeah, speed they're able to move the ball from one side of the park is really rattling Kyogle, and they just can't get defenders out wide enough. They're going to have to work on that, and the wingers are going to have to communicate with the centres and the outside backs and so on to cover these guys and slide with it.
So Frederick Pickett, he's another ex-Evans Head bomber, playing in from season 2015 to 17. Scored a try against his ex-club in their last start. So another player who will have a second try to his tally in this one. So a change of goal kicker there too, Shory, I notice.
Okay, well after missing two, it's a tricky kick from right on the sideline. Got distance, got the...
And looks good! Nicely kicked off the sidelines, thus now making the score 14 points to nil.
Got a feeling they're going to stick with this kicker going forward, for today at least. It was a great kick. Right on the sideline, 20 out.
And that was Fred Waters who took the kick there, Shory. But with that being said, that slight breeze I just mentioned a few minutes ago just died off. So I reckon that might have played a bit of influence too. As Kyogle now restarts. Kyogle now, they're almost getting into the point where this was similar fashion of last night's game between the Broncos and Sharks. It was about 14-0 at this point in the game. You'd think at this point that Kyogle would just need to break this momentum for Northern United.
Yeah, they really need a try here. They need a lift.
And who would have thought after the shaky start and off that first kick?
Yeah, no, it didn't rattle the Northern United too much, and as their namesake says, they look united and strong going forward.
So this phase of play, we'll see, and that's a nice little dummy run there by Jamal Roberts.
Great, could have had an offload there, but they're playing it safe.
So this will be a Zachary McKenzie to play from dummy half, the nice high bomb there. That should get into the hands of that's going to be Shannon Walker. Of course, Shannon Walker plying his trade there. Ex-Gold Coast Titan. And, nice little barraging run there. They were really, really pressing to get him on the dead ball line, but nevertheless, Shannon Walker, the ex-Australian Sevens rugby player, also played an ex-Coogin Hornet player from last year as well, as Gold Coast Titans as well.
Kyogle is struggling with field position all day, stuck down in their own half, or they haven't had the ball in the United's half or in their 30 for much of the game.
Northern United, they're just putting in the all-round performance at the moment. That was a nice run there by Blake Davies.
Solid defence, wrapping up. No line breaks so far. They need to work something here, Kyogle.
Through the hands of the late replacement there of Jaden Harley. As I mentioned, replacing Joe Olive, who succumbed to a neck injury. So this will be now Zachary McKenzie.
That's a good mix-up of play. They kicked on the fourth. kicked it deep, but the United fullback managed to catch it and make good field position again.
So you wouldn't think this is the team that you could see out there that went down to the Premiers 64-0 in the first game, Shorey, but they've really picked up and going on with business. And for me, they're going to be right there around finals time for me.
Yeah, it may just reflect negatively on Kyogle, though, if that's the case. But yeah, it's good watching these mid-table clashes shake out.
And they're protesting for a penalty, not going to get it.
No way.
So this is going to be now Evan Hinkling. And they're just getting on with metres here, Northern United. Well played to get about 80 metres off the set. But with that, what's the referee called here?
I think he may have lost it in the play of the ball.
Well, interesting to see what he's called here. But for me, I was just about to say it was well played by Northern United to get 70, 80 metres in the set of 6 that they had. But yeah, you're right, Shorey, not infringement. So Kyogle will have a scrum feed about 20 metres out from their own line.
Strong place to be. You've spent a lot of time refereeing, Dwayne. What's it like being out there?
Oh, mate, that was many decades ago, and so.
Do you know many of the refs in the comp?
One or two, but that's
it's
been, as I said, long time between games.
Blows of the whistle.
Yeah, so swap that for a microphone. So.
No, do a commendable job, the referees here.
Yeah, most certainly. They got a harder job than you and me.
I'd say so.
Yeah. So Northern United giving away a penalty on the first phase.
This is the opportunity. He's only kicked that for touch. He's only gained 10 metres. He probably could have taken a bit more of a chance, and this is the field position Kyogle need to make an impact into the game now.
So this is now going to be played by Jaden Harley. Oh, nicely taking the tackle. That's Clarence Kelly involved in the tackle there. Another ex-Byron Bay Red Devil. Pairing well there with Willie King, who, of course, an ex-Byron Red Devils I mentioned. So, and they've just forced the infringement there, Northern United. So they're going to have us now a scrum feed about 40 metres away from their own line. As I mentioned in when I was covering the Northern Rivers Titans rec competition, you kind of notice that a lot of the players, when they play off with other clubs, that the back lines and the forward lines just gel because the Northern Rivers, who went on to win the Andrew Johns Cup, a lot of those players came from Coogin, about 7 or 8 players. So they're just going to already have that advantage, as opposed to, say, anyone that doesn't know their players back in and back out.
Yeah, certainly. Sometimes when clubs collapse like that, we couldn't get a junior squad for Byron Bay, so a lot of our players moved to Mullumbimby, and then we had the best of both worlds, and 2 teams coming together with strong form, not just individual players moving around. You're gonna get those back line and forward packs working well together.
So back to live action now. So Northern United on the second phase of play, nicely taken up there by
great offload.
Dion Jarrett through the hands. Oh,
crunchy
now,
tackle.
No, I don't know why Northern United are protesting. That was just for me a clean tackle.
That was a great tackle. This number 4 for me, Thomas McGrady. He's been the man of the match so far for Kyogle at least.
Kyogle looking a bit alert in defence, and you'd be forgiven a 14-0 they need to be. They can really afford to let any more points from here, this early point in the game.
Again, the ball's down in their own 30, and they're looking confident. United, great cross-field kick.
That was Evan Hinkling with the kick. Nicely read there by Brock Westerman. He's going to take that right deep inside their own half of field. Oh, nice little step there. That's Shannon Walker with it there, Shorey. 20 metres out from their own line. That's going to be now, that's Eddie O'Connor to play it. Bit out of position there, but he's done well to get about 30 metres. Still inside their own 40. They're probably going to look for a 40-20, but they won't. Through their hands. Nicely taken to the tackle there by Evan Hinkling.
Kyogle's wingers and centres are really stepping up here and taking a lot of pressure off the forwards. And they're doing a lot of the hard yards that the forward should be doing. That, I think that's a very big role of a centre. Not necessarily a winger, but this winger looks like a big boy. But yeah, taking a lot of pressure off the forwards.
Nicely played there. That's going into the hands of Thomas McGrady. Into now the hands of Tian Fraser. Fraser's going himself, but he's going to be chased there by Clarence Kelly. And Clarence Kelly does well to keep him about 30 metres away from the Kyogle line. So this will be a set of 6 coming. So a bit of push and shove. Now, Clarence Kelly there just needs to keep his cool.
just a bit of fun and games. At number 11, he really moves quick for Kyogle there. And I would like to see more of him running up the centre and finding those holes and try to penetrate the defence and get some points on the board for Kyogle.
So for me, it looks like Northern United, they seem to have the blueprint to just get the meters. For me, Kyogle got to be a bit more creative. By the time they get into the Northern United half, Shorey, they're basically already up play 4, play 5, and they're forced to kick it. So
yeah, or they're making a mistake. But yeah, it's a long game. We've still got a lot of time to go, and anything can happen. That's why we turn up on Sunday.
Any given Sunday, as I said, as Al Pacino once said, Shorey. Oh, so
I like that.
But that was a knock-on. So that's going to be Gary Roberts. So what's happened here? The referee hasn't exactly called it. This could be play on. So that's going on to Eddie O'Connor. If he gets it, he's going to go himself. He's got a beat there. Ezekiel McKenzie goes for the step. There is Eddie O'Connor. I thought there might have been an infringement, but Eddie O'Connor read the well. They played to the whistle, Kyogle. And you can hear the local faithful here to the approval. And
a lot of people thought he'd knocked that on, but he'd made a play at the ball. The ref said he hadn't knocked it on. He put it on the boot. He felt confident he hadn't knocked it on.
There you go, Shorey. As the #1 rule when you're playing football, play to the whistle. Well played there by the Kyogle Turkeys. They've got themselves on the board at 14-4.
And that's good from Kyogle. They need to do something creative. They need to have a bit of confidence and make a play. As you said, they weren't getting too creative, but good to see that. And should be an easy kick for them, and they're right back in it.
And to be fair, for the 34 players that are out there, Shorey, I think there was about 30 of them that thought that was knocked on, because everyone just froze down this side of the field, and then, as you see, they just played anyway. But well done by Gary Roberts to just play to the whistle, and then he was lucky he had Eddie O'Connor there to assist, and then did that step on Ezekiel McKenzie.
That's right, an important kick here.
As you can see there on the Ladbrokes scoreboard, 14-4, Northern United over the Kyogle Turkeys. Trust you're enjoying the coverage wherever you may be watching. So Eddie O'Connor, as I made mention, coming here from the Tweed Coast Raiders in the under-18 squad. 10 tries for the under-18s last year, kicking 38 goals. He too was an ex-United player and played a couple of seasons for Casino. As a kicker, successful now, making the score 14 points to 6.
Very important kick. What are they now? Two scores behind, 1 try and a penalty goal, or 2 tries. The missed kicks before could prove costly. I do like the Kyogle's Turkeys, and obviously they're playing off the Roosters logos and colours. Yeah, Turkey's a bit more fun, isn't it?
I was over there just when I was grabbing a bit of H2O there before. I was hearing a couple of faithfuls talking amongst friends, and they say, who you support? And they go, South support. And I said, oh, well, no, we support the Roosters here, so this is Turkey country. Oh!
What a great kick, and good take.
Nicely played there by the try scorer there, Eddie O'Connor.
That was a tricky kick, a tricky catch, and a bit of miscommunication in their own corner, but they managed to get a penalty here, and they're going to get out of their own end of the field. It's the same kicker, Gary Roberts, who just converted that try. See if he can.
It'll be interesting to see what comes out. It'll be interesting. Sorry, Shorey. It was interesting to see what comes out of this. Basically, nicely kicked there so this will be interesting to see what the Kyogle do with a set of 6 inside now, the Northern Rivers half. And we've seen it time and time again in past games where teams just seem to get a bit wobbly-legged after a try. Northern United just need to keep their calm, and they know they've still got a bit of a decent lead in tow. So that's going to be Lachlan Crowther to take it 30 metres away from the Northern Rivers line into the hands of Gary Roberts. That's Blake Davies. He's going himself. He's got assistance to the left, and he's going himself, Blake Davies. What a way to get back into this game.
He's a very big boy. The number 2 for the Northern United didn't even try to tackle him. He just stood off there flailing. Didn't even try, but he looks massive. I think it was going to take a mountain to stop him.
And a try as many minutes. What a way for this Kyogle Turkeys to get back into this game. Thus now you can see on the Ladbrokes scoreboard, 14 points to 10, kick to come.
Yeah, that tries giving them the confidence. United a bit slumped now, but now the crowd's getting into it as well. Good to see.
After a shaky start. So Blake Davies, that's his second try for the campaign. His first try coming against Mullumbimby in his last start. And he was also, with his teammate there, Brock Westerman, a representative for the Northern Rivers Titans under 23s.
Yeah, a few people slouched in the United huddle now. Kyogle looking fit. No, not too much fatigue setting in. Bit of coaching going on from the sideline.
And how quick can a game change there, Shorey? Where, as we were just saying, at 14-0, it was almost, you could have been forgiven Northern United. We're going to go on and really take this by the horns. Kyogle just one play out of a bit of luck, but then as I was mentioning, Northern United now are on shaky legs and on the ropes for me. And how quick it can change. Yeah,
they probably can't. Halftime can't come soon enough for them and get into the locker room, sit down and have a think about it and try to. Might be go in, say, as the coaches would normally say, it's 0-all, half-time, go out and win this half.
So Gary Roberts now will take the kick about 30 metres inside a field on the 20. Now, so the key for this one now, Shorey, is who's going to be scored in that last try in the first half to take the momentum in. And the kick's looking good, going straight over the black dots.
Could prove costly. And yeah, Gary looks great on the boot. He's made a few great touch conversions, kicking really well all game. Yeah, strong player.
14-12 now. If you've just joined us here, coming to you live inside New Park in Kyogle. So both teams know that this is a crossroads match. It's 6 versus 7, just on the cusp of the 5. Play now restarts. Now that the breeze has just picked up, as you can see that the ball's just held up.
Oh, wow.
Well taken off the kickoff there by, I believe that to be Fred Waters there, Shorey. So this is just
number 2, Will King.
This is tit for tat football here in Kyogle.
You don't often see that. He's kicked it 5 metres out from the try line. It's bounced back, and the kick chase has got it, and they've got a beautiful scoring opportunity right here.
Third phase of play. This is what Northern United need to just take a stranglehold back into this game. Kyogle need to defend like this is. They've done so well to get back into this one, but Northern United are going to get back beyond a converted try.
Very strong, just smart play. Keep it simple. Get your big man to boulder over when you're that far out. Have a few tries out, and you're bound to make a yard or two and put the ball over the line. Great try. And as you said, what a flip-flop of a game.
So
great game.
So that was an interchange player, Jadden Hickling, that has got himself onto the try sheet for Northern United, thus now making the score 18 points to 12.
With a pretty easy conversion to come, I'd say.
So Northern United showing some creativity to just get themselves back off the ropes. And for me, sure, I don't think this is going to be the end of this tit-to-tat.
No, I hope it goes on all day. It's great entertainment.
Champagne football here out at Kyogle. So now this is going to be taken by...
They have a new kicker again.
No, it was the same fella. That was Fred Walters.
Number 5.
Easy as like for Fred Walters. He had the extras, thus now making the score 20 points to 12. Trust you enjoying the coverage wherever you may be watching through Markoff Media Sports. It's a pleasure to bring you the coverage here from New Park here in Kyogle.
Wonder if they're going to kick to the same side again. You can see the United players holding their hands up in their eyes, blocking the sun. It's a tough take.
Now, I tell you what, Northern Rivers, as Kyogle in the past, when they normally play, they sometimes play on a Saturday here. That's a deep kick.
Oh, sensational.
And there you go,
kick.
Shorey. It's basically playing foursome back there, and it's just paid off for them.
That's a deep kick, really quick. Yeah, the winger not much he could have done there. Tricky take, it was right near the sideline.
And that's the creativity for the local team here, Kyogle, basically playing with the Suns to their advantage. I can recall a game from last year, Shuri, between the Broncos and the Warriors, where it was a 2 o'clock kickoff up at Suncorp, and the way the Warriors won that game for me was just playing with the sun on their backs, kicking into the Broncos' face, and the Broncos just couldn't read off it. So whatever works for you.
Yeah, for me, when I was playing, it was my most hated thing, catching a ball in the sun. So I'd be right up in the 10-metre yard.
And I was just about to mention that Kyogle, sometimes they host here on a Saturday twilight fixture, and you'd be forgiven to think that Northern United wished this was a Saturday afternoon game where they didn't have to play into the sun.
Look forward to seeing number 8, Blake Davies, for Kyogle, having a few more runs. He's a really big lad, and he makes an impact every time he touches the ball.
So let's see what the Turkeys can do in response. This is going to be Harley into the hands of Blake Skinner. That's Shannon Walker. He's had many tries on his resume, Shannon Walker, across his campaign. This will now be played by dummy half into the hands of Blake Anderson. This is Blake Anderson. Sorry, that's Lachlan Crowther with the ball. Gets in the hands of Thomas McGrady. And he's Clarence Kelly getting involved in the tackle there. Well defended there with Northern United. They've still got one more to defend, about 5 metres away from their own line. Now, what's happened here?
I think might be hurt.
I think that could be...
It's a cramp.
I think that's Eddie O'Connor. Couldn't quite make out the number, but... Yeah, that's definitely
just got a cramp.
Good.
Yeah, okay. So final play here. Another set of 6 would be good. Points even better.
I wonder if Kyogle might just play for a repeat set. But you'd think now that Northern United they've got their defensive line well set.
Yeah, just dribble one in to the in goal.
Play the sun off the back.
Yeah. Make the most of this half.
So that was actually Thomas McGrady. With that cramp, we'll just stretch that out and we'll get back with action.
The trainer's calling. I can hear him from here calling one more set. Tell him to tough it out. This would be counted as a use of an interchange, is that right? Or do they have unlimited?
No, they've got limited interchange. Yes, they do.
So if he was to go off now, would that be an interchange?
Correct.
Use of an interchange? Yeah, he can't manage to hold. Oh, yeah, he's just going to stay near the
fifth and
sidelines.
last big kick across field. And that's well responded in defence there from Northern United. And that was Fred Walters to get it 20 metres out from their own line on the first phase. Nicely taking the tackle 30 metres out on the second phase. That was nicely taken there by Blake Davies. And there's a player down and back play for the Turkeys.
Yeah, the trainer's also calling for McGrady to get off. He can't shake this one out.
So I can't make out the player that's down, and I think he might have got a bit of a knock in the tackle.
Yeah, McGrady's really struggling here to get over to the other sideline. I hope he can walk this out because he's an integral part of this Turkey squad, and yeah, he seems to be walking it out, and I think he'll stay on the field and play the full fixture.
Yeah, so I believe that's going to be an HIA there for the player. I'll try and make it. I can't really make out who it is, but again, we want to thank our major sponsor for the NRRRL Ladbrokes.
Maybe their hooker, Dwayne.
Well, if there is their hooker, then they're going to be down to their third string dummy half. As I mentioned, he was a late replacement for Joe Olive.
I just say that because all the hookers I ever played with wore headgear.
So Ladbrokes is proud to sponsor the NRRRL. The taste of victory is sweeter when you score serious value. So hit up the mobile app or ladbrokes.com.au for all the latest sport and racing markets. And of course, gamble responsibly. As we get back now to live action. So Northern United now still inside their own 40. And then Northern United just spilt it. And the Kyogle Turkeys will have a scrum feed smack bang on the halfway line.
Yeah, it's a shame from Alwyn Roberts, a really strong hit up. Just spilt the beans. Anyway, he's got a lot of support from his teammates. Lots of pats on the back and back to it. Forget it, make up for it.
So the Kyogle Turkeys now will take a scrum feed 50 metres out. So we're in the dying half of the first half here in New Park and Kyogle. This is now going to be taken up by Eddie O'Connor on the first phase of play. Through the hands of Shannon Walker. And so you can see there, Jaden Harley there playing from dummy half there, Shorey. So he's looking good. And Kyogle will need him out there because, as I said, he's their second string.
Yeah, McGrady on the wing still. He's still trying to shake it off. They don't want to pull him off the field. I think they can. They know the impact he's going to make.
Oh no, that was Lachlan Crowther smashed into that heavy New Park turf. This is Jaden Harley into the hands of Roberts. Gary Roberts.
Great fan.
Beats one. He's just going to be crunched, and I think that's going to be called a crusher tackle.
High.
No, he's caught for high. For me, it looked like he was. For me, like I thought I think that was Alwyn Roberts who folded him up a little bit in the tackle.
Strong six here. The front rowers and centre rowers really want to put him in the right position and then get ready for a good backline play here, number 8.
So, Kyogle, a try now would be handy on. Oh, so no, they've. And
that's a strip.
So yeah, that was Curtly Caldwell getting his hands there. So this will be very important if Kyogle can get a try in the dying minutes in this half, Shorey, because it keeps them in touch, but also they're going to take the momentum into the second half.
Also, if United do manage to defend this set of 6, it just gives you a lot of confidence, and you'll feel very strong to defend this lead going into the first half.
So I can see there, Shannon Walker, they'll go through into the hands of Shannon Walker. He's going to beat about 3 players going himself into the hands now. Oh, Blake Davies are looking for a double. That's back into Shannon Walker. And game is now back on here in New Park. What a try there from Shannon Walker to get Kyogle back into this game. And now the score will be 20 points to 16 with a kick to come.
Perfect. That's what you want your number 8s to do. 10 metres out from the right line, bowl in, turn around, nice offload, and you know you've got your quicker, smaller players there to back up and put the points on the board.
As you can see there on the Ladbrokes scoreboard, 20 points to 16 in favour, still in favour of Northern United. About 10 minutes, within the last 10 minutes of the first half there, Shorey.
Sensational. Has their kicker, has Gary Roberts missed one yet?
I don't believe he has.
Kicking good, and I reckon he's odds on to get this one. And then we've got a 2-point ball game.
What a try there from Shannon Walker to get Kyogle back into this one, and perhaps some momentum to perhaps get advantage in this one. We're coming down from 14 unanswered points in the first part of this game.
The only thing is every time we see a bit of momentum going one way, it manages to flip the other, so great game.
What? And you couldn't ask it anyway if you are indeed a neutral.
Neutral supporter. I'm not always going to stay neutral. It would be hot out there, even though saying we've got a nice breeze out there. They're in direct sunlight, no shade on the park. It's got to be hot out there. Trainers are working full time, getting the water.
So Shannon Walker, he's come off the back of a campaign from the Coogin Hornets after scoring 2 tries from last season. He's had 2 campaigns previous with the Kyogle Turkeys, leading it into that campaign with Coogin. As I mentioned, Australian Rugby Sevens rep, ex-Gold Coast Titan, as well as playing for the Tweed Coast Seagulls in the Intrust Super Cup. And as you can see there, the kick is good.
He's nailed it once again.
So as you can see there on the Ladbrokes scoreboard, the margin is a deuce. 20 points to 18, Northern United still the slim advantage over the Kyogle Turkeys.
And the score now is Kyogle 18, Northern United 20.
And as you can see there in back play, that is Thomas McGrady getting a bit of a rub on the calf there from the cramp. They're getting more like you'll get those fires pumping and get running there, Shorey.
Yeah, I've got the feeling that McGrady would normally play a full 80 minutes and they have no interest in pulling him off for a quick break.
And not after this momentum. Look at that. That's a steam training run there from the Kyogle Turkeys.
Well defended and stopped in his tracks.
They're nicely read in the tackle there on the second phase. Done well to keep him 30 metres inside their own half of field. And you can see there Northern United, they know there's going to be a right side play, and they've got William King playing in deep defence. That's Clarence Kelly involved in the tackle. And I think Kyogle, I thought for a moment they're going to play the short side. They're going to kick that on the fourth phase, and this is going to go deep, Shorey. That's going to go out on the full. Not what the Kyogle Turkeys needed.
And there was a drop catch in the crowd too. No, yeah, they are relying on the kicking game a lot of Roberts, and they did have a few men available on the wing to run it, but the ball didn't get to them, unfortunately.
So that's Courtney Caldwell on the first phase of play, 30 metres now out with a full set of 6 in tow deep inside the Kyogle half. It's basically been the story of this game thus far, despite the fact it's only 2 points being the difference. Tit for tat football, but it was all one way in the first 10 minutes. This is now going to be taken by Evan Hickling.
Great break.
And what's he called there? I think he's called a forward pass. Right on half time as well. So perfect opportunity gone back in there for Northern United to take the momentum into the first half.
That would have been one of those, what's been happening a lot today, the momentum shift and then a quick break. That was very, very close to being a good ball and a try under the sticks. But alas, we go into half-time, Turkey's down by 2.
Turkey's down by 2, but they have got the momentum courtesy of a try in the last few minutes. Thus, you can see there on the Ladbrokes scoreboard, half-time here at New Park Kyogle. It's Northern United 20, Kyogle 18. Don't go anywhere. This is going to be tit-for-tat football, no doubt, in the second half. Of course, we're proudly sponsored by Ladbrokes. They either download the app on the Apple or Android shops or head to ladbrokes.com.au. And, of course, gamble responsibly. We'll see you in about 10 minutes.
Raffle today. Hopefully it's a blue ticket, Mickey. You take purple one. What do we have?
Dwayne Neville and Michael Shaw coming to you back live from New Park in Kyogle for round 4 of NRRRL action, proudly sponsored there by Ladbrokes. Download the app at either the Apple or Android stores, or head to ladbrokes.com.au. Of course, gamble responsibly. As you can see there on the scoreboard, 20 points to 18 in favour of Northern United. After a bit of a one-sided first 10 minutes in Northern United's favour, they have Kyogle have got themselves back into this game, and it's been tit for tat ever since. So, Shorey, what do either team need to do to get back in the advantage?
Well, I'm going to see if United are going to use the same kicking technique in that far right corner, back corner, and try to get the sun in the eyes and rattle the Kyogle attackers on the play the ball.
Telstra about to get time on into the second half.
Just want to give a quick shout out to Isabel Slater. Mum's in the crowd and I heard she's listening. Thanks for listening. Share it with your friends.
And to the approval to her mum, that's over our right shoulder at the present. And as we get time back on here in Kyogle.
Great run. They straight up the centre of the ground. They didn't quite go to the far right corner.
So that was Shannon Walker that takes in the first hit up in the second half. Playing the short side. Nice legs tackle there, and by, I believe that to be William James. Kyogle there favouring favouring the short side early. That's played off there in the hands of Harley.
Great angled run there. Oh, and a crushing tackle.
Crushing tackle there by Wally Kelly. The 5'8" in replacement for Chris Binge, who was a late admission. That forced Kyogle to kick this one early. That's well taken there in defence there by McKenzie. 30 metres out from their own line. He's going to be absolutely driven back in the tackle there by Jai Slater.
Yeah, important kick there from Evan Hickling. Down deep, got them on the back foot, and now
So-
good defensive set of 6 here.
That's Billy King there playing from dummy half on the second phase. Playing the short side of field. Nicely taking the tackle there by Brock Westerman.
Looking for the offload, nearly had it. Would have been a chance.
They were looking for the hands there of Fred Walters, but didn't get there quick enough. So
The fullback's got double duties carrying children off the field.
yeah, that was Shannon Walker there, doing a bit of daycare duties off the field. So nevertheless, he's now back in position. This is going to be Clarence Kelly. He's got only Shannon Walker to beat. This will be interesting to see what comes out of this. Nice run there by Clarence Kelly. He's got numbers on the right. Into the hands of Walters, and what? Oh, he was just short of the line. Oh dear. He meant well, and what a play there by Shannon Walker. And Fred Walters, for me, had a bit of a mistaken identity with the try line because he thought he was over for all money there, Shorey.
Was great run there from Sam Nichols. I'd like to see more of that. Haven't seen much of him, but the captain, great strong run, very quick.
Fred Walters, oh dear, you put that ball down for all money for me, and
Great defence.
it just gave Shannon Walker just that chance to force the mistake.
Sorry, that was Clarence Kelly from United who made the break and got the run. He had a lot of pace, Clarence.
So nevertheless, Kyogle will now have this one. As we said, it's going to be tit for tat without a shadow of a doubt for the remainder of this, for me, for the remainder of this game. This will be now Eddie Connor to play deep inside his own half. He's greeted in the tackle there by Billy King. So this will now, I think that's Thomas McGrady to play from dummy half. And there's Willie King. He's forced a mistake, but it's going to be considered a penalty. Now, the referee's called a strip. I don't believe that's right there, Shorey, for me. We can't see from here.
Benefit of the doubt.
Of course,
he's
but
right above it.
I just think he might have just lost it, but nevertheless, one of those 50-50 ones.
Potentially gives Kyogle a piggyback out of their half, and it's going to help them mount a defence.
So now this is going to be Jaden Harley to play it from 40 metres out, and they forced it off the first phase. And just like that, Northern United will now have a full set of 6 and 2 deep inside the Kyogle Turkeys half a field.
Not sure how happy the coach is going to be with ball security today. Might be something to work on at training. Both teams coughing it up.
And as I stated at the top of this coverage, this is, without a shadow of a doubt, a crossroads match in the first quarter of this competition. Teams occupying 6th and 7th on the ladder. One's going to be plying their trade for the top 5. The other one is going to be finding a harder route to get involved. And when you have the likes of Tweed Coast, Ballina, Moolumbar, Coogin, and then Byron Bay have thrown their hat in the ring,
They certainly have.
there's not really many spots in the top 5 to be taken, so they need to get these points on the board early so they're not playing catch-up come July.
That's a big, tough run.
That was Jaden Hinckley for their Shorey. This will be now played in the hands of Jamal Roberts. That's Curtly Caldwell.
He's put them in great field position with that run. See what they can make off the back of it.
Now Northern United, they want to make amends for that last set of 6 through a mistaken identity of the line. Gets into the hands of Hickling.
Off his leg.
And I think the referee's going to call otherwise there, Shorey. What's he called? He hasn't exactly called anything yet. Yep, knock on.
I reckon I had good eyes on that. I reckon it was off the legs, but I'm getting an eye test on Wednesday, so we'll see.
Referee had the perfect view, and he's called that knock on against Northern United. It'll be 10 metres from feed in favour of the Turkeys.
Both teams look very evenly matched going into the second half.
So this is now going to be Westerman. Nice legs tackle from United.
Yeah, they're tackling well on Kyogle's big boys, able to pivot them and put them on their backs pretty quick, not causing too much of an issue for them, even with their size.
So Jaden Harley playing the short side play on the third phase. This is now going to be, I think that's Thomas McGrady. And you can hear the crowd there in the clubhouse opposite us here. They make getting full vocal now. They know the game's on the line here with a very slim margin. And oh, that was probably a borderline pass there for me into the hands of Blake Anderson. Anderson goes about 30 metres on the fly. And what's the referee called here? I think you might have seen a slim knock on into the turf there. Clarence Kelly might have forced a mistake.
Yeah, I believe so. Great angled runs from Blake Anderson coming in. Good bit of a step, angling it back towards to play the ball, and it's straight through the defence. More of that.
So as nerves there just settle on either side, a bit of everything thus far in the first 5 minutes in the second half. Really end-to-end stuff. Who's going to break first there, Shorey?
Oh, it's hard to tell, but I just like the way United's using their backline a bit more. Kyogle going right up the centre with those angle plays, which is good, and and United's got the strong backline.
Now the crowd here on our side of the field are calling for offside. Referee's given the benefit of the doubt.
That's a good strong run from...
Oh, well, that should be a penalty for me, and it is.
Alwyn Roberts.
So now let's just see what Northern United can do about... They're on the 40 at the moment. They'll probably have this about 25 metres out from the Turkeys line. Not quite that far, so it'll be about 40.
That's 30.
This is nice hard run there by Justin Shillingsworth. Going to be now played there by Jamal Roberts. Into the hands now of Arwen Roberts.
Brothers?
I cannot confirm or deny that, Shorey. That's going to now be played by Jamal Roberts. They've done well to get the metres off this one here, Northern United. They'll have about another 2 or 3 phases backing in this one. This is going to be now Evan Hinkling into the hands now of Wally Kelly. That's Clarence Kelly. Nice step. He's looking good to get over the line.
Might be held up.
And well responded in defence there by the Turkeys, but they've given away a penalty.
It's a shame. Blake Davies for Kyogle, the number 8, was down in back play too, which wouldn't have helped, but lucky his teammates managed to back him up, and they've held him up. If they held him up, or they've got a penalty.
No, it's a penalty, Shorey. Kyogle hanging on by the skin of their teeth. They know they're into this game. When you'd be forgiven in the first 15 minutes, you'd think they were going to be blown out of this one. So this is going to be Breckenridge. He knows the line's there.
He might be over.
No, the referee's told him to replay that. They're set really deep there, Northern United. They're just banging down that door. They want the forwards to get it, but they might have to play up the backs. This is Hickling. Get into the hands of Shillingsworth. He's over, Justin Shillingsworth.
Too big, too strong.
And if it was going to be a try for Northern United, it was going to come from Justin Shillingsworth. He's got himself on the score sheet. And it's now, once again, advantage Northern United.
Yeah, there's not much you can do to stop them from that far out. It's just those mistakes and giving them sets of 6, a few metres out, and then those big boys are just going to topple over and score tries for you all day. Can't make the mistakes. So that puts Northern United in the lead for the first time since after the first 15, is that correct?
They've been about in front throughout the course of the game. Kyogle hasn't really... That's one thing that has occurred. Kyogle haven't had the lead thus far in the game thus far. As you can see there on the Ladbrokes scoreboard, ladbrokes.com.au, or download the app either on your Apple or Android devices. 24-18 in favour of Northern United over the Turkeys here at New Park and Kyogle.
United got a bit of a pep in their step after that try. I'm sure they'll be feeling confidence, playing with the sun to their backs, going forward. I think Kyogle might need a bit of help from the crowd here.
As I've seen time and time again at this ground here, Shorey, that the crowd is definitely the 18th man for the Kyogle Turkeys. A very proud club. Waters sends this one high, and it has got that distance. They've now extended a pass, a converted try lead. Slim cushion now for the Northern United at 26-18.
So there's 2 scores in it for the Turkeys. We've kept its time here now, so we're 10 minutes and 35 seconds into the second half. Plenty of football left to go.
So Kyogle Turkeys, they've done well to respond from a 14 unanswered points early in this game. But with that, when we're getting into the latter half of the second half here, in the last quarter of the game, they can ill afford to get this stretch past 8 points here. As play now resumes into the hands now of, I believe that was... can't make that number there, Shorey, from the... because we've got the sun on our face now.
Yeah, it was from the winger into the prop, moving forward.
So that was a try.
Great run there.
I think that's Justin Shillingworth, well responded in...
Almost up to the halfway point already.
Sorry, that was actually William James involved in that meat-eating run there. So this will now be played by Roberts through the hands of Hickling into the hands now of Jaden Hickling. So it's about just inside 40 now. This is Hickling off for the kick. He's caught Shannon Walker napping, and Shannon Walker was it himself trying to keep the sun out of his face, but he's done well to get back and inside the field of play. And he'll get it 10 metres out from his own line on the first phase.
Yeah, he's lucky not to knock that on. Azerial McKenzie taking it in his in-goal area.
Sorry, that's Shannon Walker there.
Shannon Walker,
yep.
sorry.
That's all right, been guilty of that a few times myself, sorry. And off, oh dear, forward pass there into the hands of Thomas McGrady. This will now be Northern United to really sturt their authority into this one and get it past perhaps a free try lead.
Free score.
Free score. They'll have a full set of 6, 30 metres out from the Kyogle line. Trust you're enjoying the coverage when maybe watching on MGM Sports on the YouTube page. Of course, being proudly sponsored, as you can see there, proud sponsors Ladbrokes for the NRRRL on this live stream.
I want to give a shout out to all our listeners down in Canberra. We can hear coming in through the text lines down there.
And I could dare say it's a similar kind of scenery as Canberra. Definitely the climate's a lot different.
A little warmer up here, I'd say.
Without a shadow of a doubt. So this Justin Shillingworth has got it on the first phase, 20 metres out away from the Kyogle line. It's going to be played from dummy half by Evan Hickling. Short side play into the hands now of Fred Pitt. Hickling once again to play. Sorry, this is now going to be Jamal Roberts to play from dummy half into the hands of Mackenzie. Into the hands now of, I think that's Jaden Hickling on the third phase. Northern United, they know this is a perfect opportunity to take home 2 points back to Lismore.
Sure was. Jaden Hickling and Alwyn Roberts are really causing a lot of troubles for the Turkeys and doing a lot of hard work as substitute forwards coming in and just putting him in the right field position.
Jamal Roberts then decided to go himself. And as a referee there has called time.
Yeah, I've got an injured player for Kyogle. The trainer may be indicating a shoulder. It might be number 5.
That idea, that is Jaden Harley. This is I'm not sure if that's the same injury as he had in the first half there, Shorey, but he's carrying. And he can be forgiven for the Kyogle Turkeys. As I mentioned, he's a late replacement. He's the second string dummy half. And I don't believe, I could definitely be wrong about this, I don't know if they just have another dummy half on standby.
Clubs don't have too many just lying around the locker rooms, especially good ones that can play at this level. So I wouldn't say so. Someone might have to step in and fill those shoes.
And this could really, if he comes off, Shorey, this could be really pivotal into this game because...
yeah, it looks like a shoulder or a collarbone. He's taking the headgear off and he's walking off the back of the field with the trainer. Doesn't look good.
And that could be time there for Jaden Harley, which is an absolute shame. Of course, the late replacement for Joe Olive. And so now Kyogle are now going to have to be extra creative. You can only plan for so much. And just off the fly there, off the back of that stoppage, Northern United are about to extend their lead. And
big try once again, just field position and getting those big forwards running in.
And we'll try and make it the try scorer.
That's Dion Backentry.
The Jaya Breckenridge was the try scorer there. Just nice little forwards run. And as you can see there now, Northern United now getting on with business and getting one hand on 2 points here in Kyogle. 30 points to 18, kick to come. So now what do Kyogle now have to do after doing so well to get themselves into the game after being 14 points down, Shorey? I mean, now they've lost their dummy half, their second string dummy half, I dare say. What do they do? They're going to have to be creative. They're going to might have to put maybe the likes of I don't know, they might have to put the likes of Gary Roberts or Blake Skinner playing from dummy half and then trying improvising. I mean, as I was just about to say, just about to finish the sentence before Brekovic did score. As the kick goes over, thus now making the score 32-18. Like, you don't, no teams have the playbook to cover when you go on third, fourth, fifth string.
Yeah, I think it's up to Sam Nicholson, the captain, and some of the more senior players in the team to really lift the boys, tell them, you know, they've been there before, you can work through this, chin up, power through, play your game, play your positions, support the man inside and out you, and just, yeah, just limit your mistakes. Mistakes are really hurting both teams here, so if they can do the simple things.
So now they're going to have to do it all over again now, Kyogle. The margin is now 14 once again, and you think for me, if Kyogle at very least to score the next try, then it's going to be good night Vienna. Northern United also know that they got to just hold their nerve. So this will be now played just inside the 40. And there you can see there's the captain there involved in the tackle, Sam Nicholson. They're going to need every bit of his captain prowess. Oh, nice through the hands. It just missed the hands there of Fred. I think that was Fred Waters there.
Yeah, that was a great play. Really quick hands out to the winger. The winger looks very strong too. Hard to get in. He's quick.
So Northern United, they'll have a home game next Saturday against Casino, and then for Kyogle. I'll just double check to see who they've got next week. But I was just about to mention there, sure. I mean, both of these teams in the lead up have actually, and it's been the case with a lot of the teams in the first 4 or 5 rounds of the competition that, well, I'll use Mullumbimby for example. They're only just playing their first home game for the season today against Tweed Coast, and so
I think checking their Facebook page, they've gone up in that game.
Have they?
They're leading at half time, that's for certain.
So as I was just about to mention, so Kyogle, they have 5 out of the first 6 games here at home, including this one. And then we have the likes of Northern United. They're actually on the opposite scale. I'll just find that out for you. It's going
great crossfield running by Kyogle here. Jake O'Reilly making precious yards.
So Northern United, they've done well to be playing off the ride in the first 6 games. As you see the kick go up, and is that Brock Westerman? Well taken there by Brock Westerman. And the tit-for-tat theme of this game is back in action. Brock Westerman takes a great kick across field, thus slimming down that Northern United margin. Now the score is going to be 32-22.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time left for Kyogle here. Great kick. Kicking game's been sensational by both teams. Crossfield kick, got really high up in the air, took it cleanly and came down for a 4-pointer. And yeah, important kick here.
So as I was just about to mention there, just as Brock Westerman scored that amazing kick off that crossfield kick, Northern United only playing 2 of their games from the first 2 games from 6 are away, including their first 2 games they just played were both on the Tweed back to back.
Where is their home ground? Do you know?
Crozier Oval.
Which is in which town?
Which is Lismore.
Lismore.
Yeah. So, and then they have a 4-game straight run come June or July. So if Northern United can get the job done here, then coming into the back of June or July, they're going to have a big long month between end of June, early July, where they'll have 4 games straight in front of their home fans, and so they'll be well in the box seat to perhaps book a finals berth. But nevertheless, it's still plenty of games to be done and dusted before then. As you can see, Gary Roberts with the kick adds the extras for the Turkeys, and the SA game's back on once again.
Yeah, we've got an 8-point deficit for the Turkeys, two scores. It can happen.
Trust you're enjoying the coverage wherever you may be watching. Of course, proudly sponsored by Ladbrokes. See there on the Ladbrokes scoreboard, 32-24, and still in favour of Northern United. Northern United have held the lead from basically the first minute off the back of a great intercept try there by Billy King.
I've kicked, he's caught that one in the sun. Big hit up, we've got 20 minutes of play here left.
So last time these 2 teams played, was at Crozier Oval last year. It was 22nd of July. Kyogle getting up 52-32. So that was 94 points scored by both teams. And then in the return match here at this very ground in April, basically 1 day short of a year ago, Kyogle actually got up 30-24. So you'd think this is going to still be looking tit for tat.
Great line break there by Tane Fraser and a brilliant offload. Bring it up to above the 40-metre line.
So Kyogle winning the last 2 straight between these two teams. And that is well taken there by Fred Waters. He's got nobody to beat. Will in a centre try. That's going to be thank you and good night. Will taken there by Fred Waters, and thus now makes it back a 12-point margin there, Shorey.
What a great read of play. The big man is quick, and he's got great hands, and yeah, exactly what United need to. Yeah, it's tough to come back from here, but Kyogle are going to give it their best shot, I'm sure, with the home crowd supporting them.
And I was just about to say, Shorey, that Kyogle, between these two teams, have a 2-game win in the last 2 games of last season. Northern United, before that, had 3 straight, so this could almost be a trend of like Northern United maybe taking the hand back between these two teams.
Yeah, it's between the 6 and the 7, so it cements them where they are, but I look forward to see them playing some teams higher up in the comp.
And as you can see there, you can see there right on this live stream on NGM Sports why Frederick Waters was indeed Northern United's top try and point scorer from last season.
Yeah, you can read the play really well. So who got the first intercept try, wasn't it?
That was Willie King.
Willie King. So you've got to be careful around their wingers because they'll read you and they'll run the length of the field.
So Frederick Waters, he also too adds another try to his tally, another one coming in his last start against Evans Head. And as I mentioned, he scored 12 tries last season. And that include doubles against Evans Head, Mullumbimby and Lowell Clarence. He represented Northern Rivers at 2011. So he's played for the lot. As you can see, the kick goes over. So that's pushing it back now to 14 points now for Northern United. And you think now it's just going to be a little bit frustrating at this point of the game for Kyogle to bring back that lead. They've come close to get within that 14-point margin. But I think 14 is just going to be that dreaded number today for the Turkeys.
We'll see here. Could prove we've still got we've got about 17 minutes to go. See what Kyogle can do.
So Frederick Waters, he's for me thus far probably been the player of this game. He played a bit of his trade down in Newcastle. He was an ex-Macquarie Scorpions, played for Central Newcastle. Before coming up here, he's also played for the likes of the Armidale Rams in Group 19.
Fantastic kick return by Dejan Jarrett.
Dejan Jarrett, that's correct.
Dejan Jarrett, great kick return, and another brilliant run right at the centre by their forwards. That's exactly what you want them to do.
So nice play there from dummy half there from Jamal Roberts. One more should surely put this to bed now for Northern United. That's Evan Hickling, and he's got there, I think that's Fred Pitt there on the, and it's going to be, what's happened out of all that? I thought for all money Shannon Walker would have just gobbled that up and gone himself, but
I think it's bumped off him into his teammate. And
in which case should it constitute an offside, shouldn't it?
I'd say so. It's either not a knock-on, a double. Well, they've knocked it on, and no one's caught it.
Let's go into Kyogle scrum feed, Shorey.
Even if Kyogle can't pull a win out here, you would hope if they can close a deficit. It's going to give them confidence going forward. You don't want to concede another try or a score.
And for me, they've done so well to for more money, sure, they should have been, like, any football fan, you'd be forgiven to think about that first 20 minutes, you'd think, even after when they had the advantage themselves straight off the kickoff, now you think at 14-0, and Northern United really should have gone on to make it 20-0, to be honest, but you'd think that was going to be it. It was going to be a one-sided affair, but Kyogle have done well to just keep themselves into this game, and they've showed in front of their home fans today that even if they do not get the points today, that they've just put in a top 10 effort. Now, especially with a third-string fullback out there. Sorry, dummy half.
Yeah, they've always looked in it. They haven't given Northern United a rest at all, and they're still attacking here with some good plays.
So this is going to be nicely taken up to the centre, 50 metres out.
That's a good strong run over the halfway line.
So this will be now 4 phase of play. This is 45 metres out from North Mary's line. So Kyogle now will definitely have to be the next team to score from here. This is Shannon Walker into the hands now of the captain, Sam Nicholson, but I think that's going to be 6 more. It's going to be well collected there by Brock Westerman.
That's exactly what they needed. Played out by United. 6 more. Perfect scoring territory.
The Turkeys aren't going away in this one. Oh, that was a late hit for me without a shadow of a doubt. No, the referee has called that.
It was brave there. What, kicking it on the first?
Yeah, so I think they're now trying to, as I said at the start of this game, they find creativity, and to the Kyogle Turkeys' credit, they have been creative.
Yeah, kicking on the first when you've got a set of 6 there. It's just lucky it's paid off there.
So I made mention here for round 5, it's going to be Northern United versus Casino next week, and Kyogle, they're going to be on the road also on Saturday against Evans Head. So, and there's back-to-back penalties there, so the referee's not going to take much more of this from United. You're
not allowed to do that anymore.
So Northern United, they're going to just keep their nerve because they're going to be playing the next big chunk of this second half with 12 minutes if they're not careful. Oh dear! That's and that's actually a legal hit.
Very
the referees let that. Oh no, that's just backed up. They didn't need to do that.
That's fine. That is very
William
tough.
James did not need to do that, Shorey.
An amazing toughness by Aaron Avery to get up after that hit. That rocked my head from here.
That sent us deaf up here, and if anyone from Byron Bay has probably felt that up there too. That was an earth-shaking hit.
Golly gosh.
And it was a legal hit too.
Very
referee played
legal.
that on, but then
it was a high shot after
that. So that was very, very silly.
Focus here and got to score off this right now.
You won't get a perfect opportunity to this. Full set of 6 with 10 metres out from the line. And Northern, I mean, I don't know why they're protesting. I mean, that was just a clear. That second, well, the first hit, yeah, I thought the first hit was going to be done for shoulder charge, but the referee
No, it was a clean hit.
It was a nice clean hit.
I would have rocked him. Number 14, he's not the biggest bloke on the park either, and he just got straight back up and got in the forward's face. That's what you got to do.
And I believe if MGM Sports Media do a highlight reel end of season, that's going to be right on the bookend of it. That has got to be the biggest hit. I mean, it's impossible to find out in the other games, but that for me would have to be the biggest hit in NRRRL.
I think he might be putting a bit of a brave face on, to be honest. He's got a bit wobbly legs out there, Aaron Avery.
Oh dear, Kyogle just pushed that one forward. And they've just been let off the hook there, Northern United. Kyogle, they got to do better than that if they're going to keep in this game. At 14 points, we're nearly getting into point a minute territory. They've just been doing their best all day to claw it. They've been using 2/3 of this game to just claw back a 14-point lead. It's getting desperation stuff now with about 22, 12 minutes left to go. I thought it...
Yeah, 12 minutes left to go. I think now you might just be playing, use this as a training run.
Now the Turkeys are they're responding back in hard defence. Let's see what they can do in defence. They've got to really keep Northern United deep inside their own half. They're doing well thus far in the second phase. This is high energy stuff here. And I hope you're enjoying this at home, wherever you may be watching here on MGM Sports, courtesy of Ladbrokes.
I think the defence here might be in response for their fallen soldier in Aaron Avery, and give it back to them. Show them that you're in this too.
Test your might at your will. Who's going to do it the best? That's going to be Clarence Kelly. Nice run by Clarence Kelly. He's playing with that sideline. Nice crick. He's got about 3 players to choose from. And that's going to... Sorry, I think that was Clarence Kelly that knocked it on. He had 3 players to choose from. And that would have been thank you and good night, Shorey.
A pass could have sufficed, wouldn't you have thought? Instead of the grubber kick, he had 3 players on his inside.
Yeah, but you'd think for all money he catches that, he scores, but... Nevertheless, they're just keeping Kyogle just 1 foot into this game.
The fitness looks pretty good out there by both teams.
Both teams are looking pretty sharp out there.
No one's bent over on their haunches.
And for me, after the first few games calling this in this season, this for me, Shorey's been the best one thus far. High energy stuff from both teams. So this is Shannon Walker. 10 metres out, gets it in the hands now of Skinner. So we'll just see what happens here, who's playing from dummy half. So yeah, this is going to be Jack O'Reilly. He's the third string dummy half of the Kyogle Turkeys. Northern United just standing firm in defence. That's all they really need to do now, Shaw, is just keep Kyogle well held inside their own half. They're just caught napping there, as I was just saying that.
Billy Bugden's come on. What is he, 155 kilos? A big boy, hard to stop.
So this is fifth and last. High bomb. That's going to have some ice on it. And Bounce beats everybody. And he's just butted that backwards. Fifth and last. That's Brock Westerman. Shannon Walker will send this one back up. And Northern United just there staring at it. And he's just pushed that one back. Probably this. You'd think that, they're all money to take that one, but nevertheless. So that's going to now be played from dummy half from Evan Hickling on the second phase. Nice tight defence there by Billy Bugden as well as Thomas McGrady.
Yeah, Billy Bugden with fresh legs here. He's looking good, looking energised.
That's Billy King playing from about centre position. 30 metres out away from their line. This is now going to be Pete Pitt. Well taken in the tackle there by Blake Skinner. 40 metres out now. Fourth phase of play. This is Justin Schilling. Sorry, that's William James. Fifth and last, 40 metres out now from the Kyogle line. Nice kick there from Clarence Kelly. It's going to find infield. It's going to be greeted there by Eddie O'Connor. If anyone's going to get metres, it's him. And what's the referee? He's called a penalty for what, though? He's called for a late hit.
I'm not sure. I didn't see that.
I didn't see that either, Shorey. Kyogle, with that being said, Kyogle aren't exactly protesting, so once again, the referee's seen something we missed.
You'd take the 2 points here, wouldn't you? If you're United, have a rest. Go for it and try to wind out the clock a little bit. I know, kick for touch, here we go. Going for 4.
So now this will be how the first phase gets him in the hands of, I think that's Ray Welsh. First phase of play, 10 metres out. That's going to be played by Jamal Roberts. And they're bashing that line now, Northern United. This is Jamal Roberts taken on the second phase. This could really put it to bed now for Northern United. This is Evan Hickling into the hands now of Mackenzie. Kick across the carpet. Well taken there by Blake Skinner. And, I thought there for a second he would have been.
It looked like on our monitor, but I think it's just a yard out. This is tough position for Kyogle here. Right on their own line. United look strong.
And United done well in defence, and this is going to be played. He's got numbers on the left here. It's into the hands of, it's still play on, surely. No, he must have just got a hand to that and knocked it forward, because Eddie O'Connor was going to go himself. He's still going, Eddie O'Connor.
He's just enjoying having a run with no one in front of him. Not sure why he's putting the ball all the way down there. Kyogle, the ones desperate for time and points.
Good point, Shorey. And he's just left the ball there too, right, like smack bang 10 metres out. I don't know why Kyogle are doing that. That's basically just chewing up desperate time.
10 minutes remaining in Ago, 10 minutes remaining.
Ground announcer here just now says about 10 minutes left here, so.
Not sure if the ref knows there's another ball on the field.
So there's you'd think no one has actually noticed that. So just watch this space, guys, because there is a ball 20 metres out from
United's
the line. And the letter of the law is, and I don't know if they've changed it, but once there's 2 balls on the field, the referee calls that set. So this will be interesting to see what happens out of this. So this is third phase. Nice little run here by Eli Cook. And we're about 5 metres out. Third phase of play. This is now going to be played there by Wally Kelly. Nice run. Nicely taken in the tackle there by the captain, Sam Nicholson. 10 metres out. This is Hickling. Mackenzie back inside. One more and it will be it. They will take 2 points home. Kick across field by me. And nicely taken there in deep inside, edit by Eddie O'Connor. This will be a 20-metre restart. Now, there you can see there, some Kyogle personnel has picked up on the ball.
I think that might just be a good Samaritan.
So now this will be Shannon Walker. You'd think something's got to come off this play of Kyogle. We're in the final 10 minutes. It's now more than point of minute stuff now. They had to get 3 scores in 10 minutes.
Oh, you might just be playing for next week and your pride here even.
Let's see.
Well, here he is. But we've looking forward to this.
And that's Billy Bugden, as you said. He's a big fella. They're playing that short side now. Nice run there by Jack O'Reilly. And that's played backwards, but I think it's going to be
6 again.
What's the referee call from this?
It's not gone. He's played it and lost it. It has to be 6 again.
And it should come from Kygle's favour.
Certainly.
And he has called a scrum. There we go, Kyogle there.
Yeah, there's another attempted intercept and run the length of the field. They must practice it at training, Dwayne.
Well, I can't confirm or deny that. We can probably ask a few of the Law supporters sitting to our right, but
hope they come down to every training session and take notes.
So now Kygle's now played at 30 metres out from their own line. This is the captain, Sam Nicholson. Played now by Blake Skinner into the hands of Billy Bugden. Oh, you can see that. You can felt that one up from here. This is Jack O'Reilly into the hands now. Is that Joe? Oh, he's so close to the line.
That's a try.
He's got this. It's going back on again.
Brock Westerman with a try right under the sticks. You want to get back and make this kick.
Well played there from dummy half, and thus now making the margin once again to 10 points. Kyogle are not going away in this game, but will time be their enemy. As you can see on the Ladbrokes scoreboard, 38-28.
Yeah, looking forward to it. That was on the back of the big run by the big fella, Billy Bugden, right up the guts. Big man on big man hit. Bit of a clash, got up, put them in great field position, and then, yeah, by the winger, Brock Westerman. Big, strong, strapping winger, straight under the black dot.
And this will be now
an 8-point ball game after this conversion, hopefully.
Gary Roberts didn't need to take his time for that one. He knows that time is not their friend at the moment here at New Park and Kyogle. Strap yourselves in, though, an 8-point margin.
According to my clock, we've only got a minute and a half, though. It might be a bit tricky.
Okay, well, it might just be beyond them. But then we didn't take him for time off, though, so there might be still a couple of minutes. So.
Yeah, nevertheless, it gives you confidence going forward into the next round and into the training all week, which, yeah, very vital.
So, Northern United, they're not exactly going to be... now, for me, I don't follow... A referee could be calling for time off here. They know that Northern United aren't... Yeah, there you go. Must have heard us. So, about a minute and change left in this one. Kyogle will need basically 2 or 3 runs and just hope for the best, I guess. And that's a deep kick.
A spinning kick.
Shannon Walker takes that right with the sun in his face. He's running absolutely hard, Shannon Walker. And that's what Northern United don't need to do at all. What's happening?
It's okay. Yeah, it was a high hit, and I think the United players gesturing that he might have been running in with high elbows, but from here we couldn't see that. Gives Kyogle another set of 6 and a bit better field position. 15 yards out from the halfway line.
So this is Westerman now playing it on the second phase. 40 metres on his own line.
It's getting exciting.
It's getting absolutely exciting. So Kyogle done well to get it now 40 metres away from the Northern line. Playing the short side into the hands of Lachlan Crowther. And it's played backwards. Kyogle were just not getting away. That time's going to probably be not their friend at this point of time. This is Walker into the hands now of Gary Roberts. Can something come out of this?
There is.
Surely not, Shorey. Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? You have got to be kidding me.
Great try.
We could see something amazing out of this, Shorey. Kyogle have got it now within a try lead. And this is going to be the absolute hardest kick. He's got no time to kick it. He's kicking it into the sun right 20 metres out onto the sideline. But it's got to be required if Kyogle are going to pull off some miracle here at New Park in front of their loyal supporters.
Yeah, well, they've definitely got the wind up their sails, and yeah, they're ready, roaring to go. Hopefully the ref will call time off. And
no one has left here, Shorey. And you'd think if Kyogle just played just maybe 10% better, we're talking a different result. But what a game. And I'll tell you what, it's been worth the hour and a half, 2 hours drive from where we've come from today, Shorey. Both and you and I have come from Northern Gold Coast today.
Oh, it certainly is. He travelled the world for this.
And he's taking a kick. He's got that too!
Massive
Unbelievable!
kick. 2-point ball game.
We could be seeing a fairy tale here at New Park. 6th versus 7th. You are seeing that 38-36. Northern United still just in front. Kyogle have not had a lead in this game.
There can't be too many plays left in the game. They're going to have to come up with a set play here and have a plan and stick to it. Or throw it all out the window and use your intuition.
And we're sitting here like just before when they scored that last try, we're thinking, oh, what if? And you're thinking, no, it couldn't possibly happen. One play could do it. It wouldn't surprise me. This will be the play that dictates this. Strap yourselves in, folks. You are seeing it here on MGM Sports. This, for me, has got to be game of the season stuff. They know this is a crossroads game, and they will play this to the final siren. This will be their last set of 6 without a doubt too. And yeah, sure, there is numbers on the left here. There is numbers on the left here. They've got to play that left side a bit more.
They are.
They're doing it with a 3rd string dummy half. But for me, they're playing it through the hands. We haven't heard the siren yet. Northern United just know they just got to play well in defence. This is Walker. Through the hands. That's O'Connor. This should be the fifth and last. It is. 45 metres out. Well defended thus far by Northern United. They won't be kicking this, Kyogle. They will throw this through as many hands as they can. They've got about 2 chasers coming. Oh, they've knocked that on. They'll be doing the quickest scrum feed you'll ever see, folks. We still haven't had time here at Kyogle. They haven't got time to high five. They need to pack that scrum down. The scrum has got to go down quick. Do not go anywhere, folks. We're seeing an absolute cracking game here, Shorey.
Sensational game to call. That was just too much for United. The pressure was on. Kyogle are in their face, packing the scrum here. 15 out.
This is surely, absolutely surely got to be the last play. So through the hands, it's gone into Walker. Walker! He's got the corner! Has he got it, Walker? He's got it! You are going to be kidding me! Shannon Walker has surely won this game for the Kyogle Turkeys! The first time they've had the front, and that's the only time they need to be in front. Unbelievable scenes here in New Park. On the buzzer too. Unbelievable. Shannon Walker, take a bow.
Massive play right when it counts. Like you said, the only time they've led the game, and it's the only time that matters. Kyogle Turkeys 40, Northern United 38 with the kick to come from the sideline.
And as you can see here, Shannon Walker, if there's no bronze statue out front of New Park, they'll be building one tomorrow. They were down on 3 or 4 occasions, 14 points. 14 points in the first 10 minutes. They had not been in front at any point of the game, and in literally the last half a second, they have got the lead, and they're taking home 2 points.
Crowd's loving it. They believed them all along. And yeah, what a great win. The team song in the sheds is going to be a big raucous one, I'd say.
Yeah, they'll be singing the red, white and blue in the shed, and it's going to be so loud that everyone from Yukon to Moolumbar will be hearing it. And if it's Evans Head, we're going to probably be hearing it too, because that's what beckons for them next week. And as the kick goes over, believe it or not, it's actually irrelevant.
He's just shanked it, but
And
what a win.
What that has got to be one of the most memorable wins in NRRRL history, without a shadow of a doubt. And you saw it all here, courtesy of Ladbrokes. There it is on the Ladbrokes scoreboard, 40-38, 78 points in combined. And we have got absolutely nothing left, Shory. How are we going to drive home after this? We don't want to leave.
We'll put on Classic FM and try to calm the nerves.
I don't think Parkway Drive or Metallica is going to sort out ourselves on the way back, Shory. What a game of football, and it was worth every minute of drive to come here. Northern United, they can hold their heads up high, and where did it go wrong? I mean, absolutely, what did they do wrong? They didn't really, I just think if anything come out of that, it was, and you'd be forgiven for it. They were 8 points in front with like maybe 3 minutes left. There was the head-eye tackle there that gave them that set of 6. If that hadn't happened, this wouldn't have happened without a shadow of a doubt, Shory.
Yeah, discipline, making mistakes, it's part of football. Both teams had a great game. And
that's got to be also the comeback of, well,
yeah,
what can I say?
They were always in the game, and I think they showed belief in themselves that they could do it if they kept strong and they kept attacking, making games, making plays and doing their jobs, then they were in a chance for it, and that's what's happened.
And if any of the movie, whoever made the movie For Any Given Sunday with Al Pacino, as I said, if anyone from Hollywood, there is your sequel right there. It was Any Given Sunday for the Kyogle Turkeys. Shory, final thoughts to you, brother.
Great game of football, and this is why we come here on a Sunday. If you're listening, make sure you go support your local club and support your team. Come out and watch some great country rugby league.
And you probably can't see us here on the monitors here, but you've got a spitting image of, like, you're a pretty spitting image of Al Pacino, though. Would you like to be in the sequel?
No, I don't think so, Dwayne, no.
Okay. So there you have it, folks. That, for me, is going to be, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the memorable wins in Northern Rivers Rugby League history. 14 points on 3 or 4 occasions. The Northern United had it on toast, and they were really just one tribe just putting us to bed. But nevertheless, there's always next week, as we're going to try and take our breath here. As you can see now on the Ladbrokes scoreboard, it is full time here at New Park and Kyogle. You can see it right there. Kyogle Turkeys 40, your Northern United 38. As you can hear there in the crowds here. So for the hard work done here by the crew at the NRRRL and Mark Goff Media Sports, Michael Shaw, and I'm Dwayne Neville, it was beyond pleasure bringing you this coverage. And without a doubt, we'll be back once again doing it next week. It's Dwayne Neville here, signing off here at New Park and Kyogle. Have a good night.
Over and out.